What's going on, guys? ShadowNinja here, and today we're going to be talking about a brand new solar build I am using in Destiny 2. I was looking to share this with you guys sooner, but I'll be honest, the current state of Destiny the last 2 weeks with the crafting bug, which I'm not like, shame on anyone for doing it. I clocked out there, and then recently with DDoSing and server stability, things have been stabilizing a little bit, but things have kind of been all over the place. I haven't been playing the game. I've been playing a ton of Cyberpunk, been playing a new expansion today. So yeah, I'm back, gonna be making some videos. I still have tons of content to make, but I just didn't feel right dropping some of that content in that little period. So first off, let's kick off what this build's all about. Now, for one, it's kind of boring because it's bonking a little bit. Yeah, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm not shaming bonkers, even though I'm doing it myself. I avoided bonking for some reason for some time because I just felt like it was just too crunching meta. But yeah, we're using some stuff that definitely elevates it. We'll talk about 2 exotics to use depending on what you're trying to do. One of them is AC/DC feedback. The other one is going to be what you're seeing in the gameplay of synthoceps. And then weapons of choice: fatebringer, tessellation, apex predator. These are kind of meta in my opinion. The fatebringer hand cannons are incredible right now in PvE. Tessellation is incredible fusion rifle. Unfortunately, you got to pay $100 or more to get it, because it's part of the annual or collector's edition for Final Shape. And an Apex Predator is kind of a last wish raid weapon, and that requires some farming and stuff like that. But let's jump into the game so we talk about all the good stuff with this build. So here we are, and just check out this amazing cowboy I made. This is my favorite fashion I've ever done. This is my lone gunslinger. Kind of imagine the Dark Tower a little bit meets Destiny. It's incredible. I love the fit, but let's stop talking about my fashion, even though I think it's the true endgame. I think we all agree. The true endgame of Destiny is the fashion, and I killed it. We're going to be jumping in talking about our build. Now, jumping into what exotic armor we're choosing, you can do 2, like I mentioned before. Synthoceps is the main one. This will increase your melee damage when surrounded. This is insane. It makes bonking kind of just absolute cheese. And if you guys are bored, guys, AC/DC feedback is incredibly fun. We talked about this in our pyrogale gauntlets build video, but when you get a melee hit, bonking is included. You generate an armor charge 1 per hit, and when you get hit by an enemy via melee, it charges up an explosive arc energy chain, and based on how many armor charges you have, based on the fatality of it, it's incredible. This is a great secondary option for you guys, but because of our looks, we're going for synthoceps. This is incredible. This is kind of the way to go. Now, exotic weapon of choice, tessellation. This matches to our subclass, so this is going to be solar. This allows you to do triple strand, triple stasis, but for this one, we're using solar, and consuming the grenade, which is the main perk, will cause a elemental explosion matching that. So it has great synergy with our subclass and what we're doing. Hand cannons, made a video on this. They're incredible. We're using fatebringer. This is by far like one of my favorite guns in the game. And then because we're just being boring, meta rocket launcher, Apex Predator, reconstruction bait and switch is insane. Now, I've kind of neglected this part, but I've done it because it's kind of like, it's pretty obvious. We're using Burning Maws or Super. We have the throwing hammer for our bonks, and we're using a healing grenade for endgame activities. Now, if you guys don't want healing grenade, you guys think you're fine with some of your survivability, which I think naturally this build will be fine on survivability. You don't have to use this. You could do a fusion or even solar grenades, whatever your grenade of choice is. There really isn't much enhancement for grenades as a Titan for the solar subclass, so I don't think it really matters like it would for a warlock. Now, for the aspects, Solar Victus and Roaring Flames. Consecration is useless. Roaring Flames allows our solar ability damage to get increased when we're getting kills with that stuff. So when it comes to our bonking, that's solar ability. And yeah, it's going to stack ×3. It's insane. And then Solar Victus allows sunspots to scorch and do some other stuff. This is kind of crutch. You should have this on because you're not going to really use consecration at all. For our fragments, we're using Ember of Mercy. So when you revive an ally, you and your other nearby allies gain restoration. This is kind of niche, but the picking up fire spike grants restoration, helps with some of that survivability. And if you guys are trying to balance out some stats between recovery and resistance like me, +10 resilience is also very much appreciated. Next to that, we have Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates a fire spike with Dragonfly, with bonking, with sunspots, with creating fire splits, other stuff. This helps a lot, as well as gives you plus 10 recovery. Now for Ember of Torches, powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. This is kind of crunched to bonking. If you're not bonking, you might be able to get off of this, but if you are bonking, Ember of Torches is a must-have fragment, no questions asked. And then we're being boring, guys. Ember of Solace to extend our radiant and restoration effects applied. You can flip a couple fragments around, but again, if you will be flipping fragments around, please be Ember of Mercy and Ember of Searing. Anything else like Ember of Torches is a no-go, as well as Ember of Solace. I think that is a no-go as well. But overall, that's what we're using when it comes to the subclass. Let's jump into the armor mods and then the seasonal stuff so you guys get a good grasp of what's going on. So for our helmet, we're using a Solar Strand Dual Siphon and then Heavy Ammo Finder. No reason to not really do that. If you guys really want, then yeah, you can do hands-on. I think hands-on's kind of the only one you should really use, but I'm swapped for an Heavy Ammo Finder. For our arms, we're using Kinetic Loader because we have Fatebringer, and we're using Heavy-Handed. Your powered melee final blows create orbs of power, and if you're bonking everything, guys, you'll be generating orbs in an insane stat category. You're probably like 300, 400. It's pretty absurd. This thing works for every single melee final blow. It's hilarious. Now for our chest, we are rocking, for some reason, double arc reserves. That's not fun. You could do charge up, you can do solar reserves, anything really that fits your playstyle. I think the chest stuff is kind of weak, so you're either going for reserves or you're going for charged up. Now for our legs, we're rocking 2 kinetic surges because of our Fatebringer. You guys can switch off to some of these other stuff like invigoration, like innervation, some of these other stuff that gives you heals or energy based on orbs of power pickups. This will have great synergy if you can swap it in there. You guys can't, no biggie. It's kind of crutched for endgame, not so much other activities. And for our mark, time dilation, no brainer on that one. And then seasonal artifact, guys, I don't know if it matters too much, but this is what we're using. Don't mind the elemental orbs arc, where I'm always flipping, always utilizing different stuff as I do different things in this game. But pretty much, if you guys are using a hand cannon, rapid rangefinder is pretty great for handling some of those long range engagements for the hand cannon. It enhances the range in PvE for hand cannons. I'm all about it. And then we're using monochromatic maestro. This is insane, and you should always have this on. I love this perk. And then refreshing pickups, picking up tangles, element orbs, grants energy to least powered. I don't really think there is much besides this siphon to really enhance this build, but altogether, this is a very fun, solid build. It's simple to do. And if you guys are on PC, please make sure you change your bindings, give it a different key. If you're on controller, I think you can change it from a short press to a long press to a simple press. There's some funkery to do there. I'm sure there's a guide video on YouTube to give you through that, but that's pretty much all I gotta say on this build. Let's give you my closing thoughts. So that's the build. That's the bonking. That's pretty much what I've been doing for the last couple weeks of me playing this game. Ever since they disabled pyrogale gauntlets, this is what I've been using. The solar subclass is a subclass I neglected for some strange reason, but it's incredible. This build is simple. It is viable in all aspects of the game, so don't be discouraged by Grandmasters, by Master Nightfalls, by Crota Zen. This is Bonk certified, if you want to say. So if you guys want to have fun in different ways, I don't know how much different this is from other build videos. This is something I haven't really looked up because I don't know. I like seeing my own stuff. I like learning things, numbers, and for the most part, this is incredible. And I urge you guys to check it out. But yeah, dim link down below. Man, I should always start saying this at the beginning of the video, but you probably see it in the pinned comment down below. Just use that on dim. You'll get the link. You'll pull it. Pretty simple. You have to probably do some changes because not everything I have, like armor, will be transferable, but all together, enjoy. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want to support this video, definitely be sure to drop this video a like. Helps out the video a ton. And for more content from me, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified for when I do drop more content. If you guys have any questions on this build or altogether when it comes to Destiny, definitely feel free to drop a comment down below. We can have a conversation. We can talk about it, whatever you like. But until then, hope you guys have a good one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.